Yeah, everybody. Yeah, we're back. It's Friday night. We're one step to the weekend. It's lucky number 13, and we're here to entertain you. Everybody, welcome. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you up front.
Hey guys,
What's up?
how's it?
Are we ready
Good
for the
evening.
weekend? I see
Yes.
Fats has been brying, Ryan's brying. Everybody's having a good time.
I think we are ready.
We are ready. We are
Well,
ready.
apparently we're called COVID-idiots because we're breaking the law by having a bright house.
Sis, co-idiots.
I think it's lies.
So here we are. We've got 6 holes to choose. We're on the 13th. Let's remind everybody that we've got 3 par 4s in our back 9. So we have to choose 2 par 3s, 2 par 4s, and 2 par 5s. So that is going to be challenging. I don't think we thought we would have been in this situation, but as we go, we are finding out exactly how it's going. Quickly, before I introduce our very special guest for today, what is today? 1 year ago, who's got it?
Classic.
It
Final
was
day of the Classic.
the last day of the Classic, and what a day it was. We're sitting there with the sun going down, watching a playoff hole to watch Martinez win. What does that all mean? That's
Well, Maz, I think due to COVID regulations and not being able to travel, we had the Classic booked at Nkonyeni in Swaziland. But we've decided to change that. I think most of the guys know already. I think that's due to, not being able to travel over international borders. And I think the chance of traveling over provincial borders is much better in the next maybe 2 or 3 months. So we've rebooked the Classic at the pristine Highland Gate.
yay!
We also got some news today that unfortunately we couldn't get the same dates. Highland Gate had a couple of provisional bookings for golf days, which were confirmed this week. So they've looked at new dates, and we're going from the 10th till the 13th of September.
Awesome. I don't know why that's now in that color. Damn. Okay, let's introduce our special guest. Our special guest he's a champion in his own right from 2018, and this very special guest is, can I get a drum roll, please? Mr. Richard Stewart, the 2018 Sunday League champion. Welcome, Richard.
Evening, gents. Lucky to be here to have a conversation about some interesting holes today.
Well, you've been watching, which is great. You've been commenting. You were on yesterday, quite vocal about Houghton. So, yes, let's find out, how's your life been without any golf?
Well, I've had an extra 2 months without golf because I had the knee operation in February. So
Correct.
I'm really itching to get back onto the golf course. Been eating a lot of chips in the back garden, like a lot of most people have been doing. And just waiting for that big decision that says we can go and hit the driver on the course.
Very nice. So if people who are new to the group didn't know, there we go. Let's show him off there for a second. Do you want to talk us through this day very quickly?
Yeah, it was went into the last day of the Sunday League with I think it was a 1 or 2 point lead, and sewed it up by the 16th, 17th hole. So it was a good year. Not such a good year last year, but it's all part of the fun. Like we joined Duckhook to do this, to compete and to have fun with the mates.
Awesome. Okay. Let's just take this off. Something I want to show you. Okay. So people submitted their 18 as we started. And I thought I'm going to dive into, you were one of the very diligent ones to send me your 18 hole selection. So we're going to go back and we're going to see how you've done so far. So this is what your selection was. Reading, Glendower, Kyalami, we're going to give that to you. So well done. That's 3. But then the next 4, Blue Valley, Irene, Ibotsi were, 7, 8, and 9, weren't quite in the order. So take us through your thinking for the Ibotsi 4th.
The Ibotsi 4th.
Not Ibotsi, Blue Valley. I apologize, Blue Valley.
Blue Valley 4th. It was more of it needed to fit in. The 3 golf courses that I haven't really played a lot of kind of had to be fitted into the 18. So Blue Valley was one of those. It is a nice hole. It's a downhill par 4, which is a bit of a challenge, and one of the highest points on the Blue Valley course. So you kind of look out over the whole course and get a view of what it's all about. 4, 5, and 6 were kind of just fitted in based on all the other nice holes that I wanted in on the course.
And I see you've gone for a par 3 at Houghton to close off your front nine.
Yeah, no, it's somewhat a little bit different as far as the setup is concerned, but it's a nice challenging hole, and it's a hole that a lot of people talk about when they play Houghton. It's a little downhill par 3, and you never know when the wind's blowing in which direction what you're going to get. You're either hitting a little pitching wedge in there, or sometimes an 8-iron or 9-iron down the hill. Water in the front and bunkers and trouble at the back. So it's a nice challenging par 3.
Great. Okay, well, let's see how it goes today. As we know, we're on to the 13th hole. So we're going to start. Coach Dylan, you haven't had much to say, so I'm going to quickly go through a recap, and then we will start with your opinion on the selections. Here we go with the recap. We have Reading, par 4, number 1. Glendower's the par 5. Then Kylomi's par 3. Par 4 at Woodhill. Then we move to the 5th hole, where we've got Dainfern. The 6th at Copperleaf, 2 short par 4s. Then the 7th, the par 3 at Irene. The 8th at Serengeti, Island Green. And then onto page 3, which is now completed. Blue Valley is the 9th. Then Glen Vista over the water, the 10th. The stroke 1 at Royal is 11. And then, yes, 2 days ago, we decided on Houghton's signature stroke 1. Okay. What do we got now? Today's selections is getting shorter and shorter. There's only 6 on the other side. So it's Highlands Gate. We've got that par 3. Eagle Canyon has got a very interesting and pretty par 4 with water left and right. So it needs a great tee shot to get off the box. Beaconwood's got a very pretty par 3 against the water. Ibatzi's got the short drivable par 4. Rand Park has got their downhill par 4. And Jackal Creek's old 10th is now the 13th. Okay, Dylan, you're up. What hole did you go for?
Well, I went for Beaconwood, which I somewhat famously miscalled the 12th in episode 1, and I've never lived it down, and may never live it down. I may have to hit an 8-iron for the 12th hole at Beaconwood next time I play there, just to prove a point. No, just look, the uniqueness of it, the beauty of it. There's nothing really like this. Beaconwood is a really kind of cool course, really fun to play. You're not really stressed when you play there. Green's always good. It's always a kind of an enjoyable round of golf. And then you step up onto this tee and you're like, wait, hold on a second. It's like you're on a different golf course just for a quick 10 minutes or so. So it's a brilliant hole. And then I like what they've done. You'll see there in the caption, they've angled the green to accept a draw with water on the left. So you got to have a big set to kind of start that ball at the middle of the green, and then try and draw it in with the angle of the green with that water looking at you all over your left shoulder. So just the beauty of it, the uniqueness of it, and the fact that every time I played Beaconwood, it was just the most memorable experience, just to kind of come off the back of the 12th green there and walk onto that tee box and just feel like just in a very special place.
Anybody else gone for Beaconwood? I'm going on Beaconwood's side. My second choice would be the Eagle Canyon hole. But because I think we need a par 3, I'm going for Beaconwood's beautiful hole. I don't think I've ever parred that hole, though. Always short, right? Anyone else Beaconwood?
I'll have a go, yeah. My pick actually in my 18 is Eagle Canyon. I think it's a great par 4. It's a really tricky hole. Due to my selection not being accepted on Wednesday, I might have to lean towards Beaconwood by the end of this discussion or argument, if we could call it that. Because I really think at Eagle Canyon, I'm not quite sure what other hole I would pick. I really like the par 4. It's a tricky tee shot. That bunker comes into play if you're sort of a reasonably long hitter. Obviously, the whole fairway sloping left. If you do miss it right, it's not the most forgiving rough. So you do end up with a tricky shot in, to the green. You can favor right side of the green because it just comes down that hill back onto the green, which is quite cool. I think it's quite a clever design on that hole. But yeah, there's not really anywhere to miss on that par 4. So once again, you're adding a tough par 4 into our lineup. Maz is not a fan of having like 18 par 4s in a row, which seems to be what's happening at the moment. But yeah,
it's an unbelievable green as well, right? Don't you think?
Yeah,
it's massive. There's so much more green on
Big
the
slope.
left-hand side over that slope than what you think there
Than
is.
you actually think when you're approaching the hole. Yeah, unless you know the course well, you don't remember that. I've played there probably the Duckhook rounds, and there may be one or two more over the last 5 years. So every time I go there, I kind of, I don't remember that. And that's exactly what you're saying. Unless you know that green's there, you think you need to get it tight at the pin, but actually you've got a lot of space just past that bunker. But I also do agree, with the par 3, it's another par 3 with water on the left, as Basil's saying there. We can see.
I think Basil's having a go at me when I argued with him.
100%. I mean, you're the one that denies people holes, or tries at least. But, but yeah, I mean, I can't deny that the 13th at Beaconwood is a great hole. I've grown up there, playing there since I was small, and it's a hole that's always sort of had my number.
Yeah.
And as you said about the draw going left, you tend to miss in that bunker left of the green more often than actually hitting the green. And for me, that's like it's a pretty decent escape not going into the water.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So are you saying that's a bunker left and not water left?
There is a bunker
bunker,
left.
bunker on the left side of the green.
Yeah.
I'm in there 9 out of 10 times I play that hole.
That's that bunker you go like, get in the bunker, get in the bunker. After you've
Exactly.
thrown
As
it.
you hit it and it started a bit and it's going left, you're just praying that it grabs that bunker.
Very good. Okay. Well done. Okay.
But I
so-
would go Eagle Canyon for that.
Very good. Okay. What else have we got? We've got Ibotzi's 13th. Flats, you a big one for this one.
Absolutely. One of my favorite holes at Ibotzi, as previously mentioned as well. I think it's just a great par 4. It is a real risk-reward hole. I've made a 6 and a 7 there, and I've flipped out a 2, driving the green with a 3-wood with a bit of breeze from the back. So yeah, I just love this hole. There's not a lot of room for error if you try to, just hit a 4-iron or 5-iron down there. The fairway is quite narrow, so even the further you go, as you can see on the screen there, the more it opens up. Yes, there's a couple of bunkers, but it does open up closer to the green, which makes the risk reward so much easier to just go for the green rather than try and lay up. And then again, we do need another par 3 in our lineup. So all we can do there is just move up the tee box away from the landslides, make it a nice long par 3, and we fit it into our Duckhook 18.
Ooh, easy as that.
There's no landslides there. Come on.
We move away from the landslides.
Cole van der Linde agrees with you. Go Ibotzi, he says.
I will say, Fats. I will say, in terms of drivable risk reward par 4s, that's got to be up there as the best. Because there's so much risk actually involved. Those pot bunkers are just horrible to be in. Especially a 50-meter, 40-meter shot out of those pot bunkers. You can actually pick it clean and hit it back into the dam again. And you can hit it in the dam. You can hit the dam off the tee box. I've actually done that myself. I hit my tee shot in the dam, and then reloaded, and then hit it on the green and make par. So it's an unbelievable risk reward hole. It's one of the best, and that's what you want from a drivable hole. You don't want guys to be able to drive it, and if they bugger it up, they're chipping from a bunker or something like that. You can quickly make a double there as well as an eagle, which is amazing.
Exactly, and don't you guys think that we need a hole like that in our 18? We haven't had.
Yeah, just not the 13th.
Shut up, Dylan. I wasn't asking you.
Richard, you've played many an Open. What is your opinion on the 13th there?
Yeah, the 13th, it's a nice hole. It's like Pat was saying, risk reward. Hit it on the green and you're putting for 2, which is nice to do every now and again. But it's also got a bite, and the bunker down the right-hand side has bitten me a couple of times. You landed in that bunker and you end up chipping it onto the green eventually for 5, because you've been in that bunker 4 or 5 shots because of just the distance from the green and for the average golfer, not like the other guys sitting around the table here, but the average golfer, a bunker shot from 50, 60 meters isn't the easiest shot to hit. And you're always tempted on that hole to pull the driver out or the 3-wood out and have a smash at the green. I've seen guys take 7-iron, 8-iron off the tee and just to get it over the dam, to start playing the hole from Fats's par 3 tee box. But, and it's a dangerous hole. On the right hand side there's trouble, and on the left hand side there's trouble. You go left and you're thick bush.
Correct. And when I take an iron off to play it safe, then that was the wrong choice most times. I want to say, Fats, your argument looks good because a lot of people on our comments are going for Ibotsi. They're like,
Come on, man!
But yo, guys, this is going to be interesting. Are we going to fit it? Anyway.
We'll figure it out.
I want to go
Listen,
to
we didn't know the public for miles, so let's just keep that in mind, eh?
This is a close one. This is a close one.
There's only 2 votes in it. Come on.
Yeah. But now with all the votes on the comments, I would think Ibotsi's now taken the lead.
It has.
That illustration clearly shows that Botsi's in second place and Pete Wood's in first.
And I didn't vote. So I'll put Pete to beat Pats.
Quickly off the top of our head, and you can comment as well, like what are the par 3s for if we choose Ibotsi, right? Then we have 5 holes left. What hole is the 14th is going to go probably to Highlands Gate, right?
Probably.
Right.
Then the first.
No, Highlands Gate's going to be the 16th. So
Highlands Gate 18 finishing hole.
Oh, okay, this is impossible. I'm moving on. I can't win like this. Okay, wait. We've got 2 more to talk about. Firethorn. We've got the 13th down the hill. Nothing really special. Just don't hit it to the right. Otherwise, it's gone in stuff. But I need to put on this little graphic, so I'll come full page here so I can show you. Where are we? Here it is. Okay, yes. There, that from about 280 bunker, that's generally where most players will land. And as I mentioned, if you hit it slightly right here with a little cut and it catches that bankment like that ball's gone. But generally an easy hole. Also, it can be a bit of a tricky putting surface because it does slope quite severely. Okay, let's come back to this one. Who wants to speak? Jackal Creek, the old 10th. Who can remember the old 10th? You used to drive miles. It used to be a 1T start. If you start on the 10, off you go. And then hope you're not forgetting anything. Because then you have to come back. Or if somebody's late, what a mission. Okay.
Yeah.
So take us through the new 13.
That was a huge part of why we, why we changed it, or why we rerouted the course, shall we say, for that exact reason. Jackal was built as a 1T start, so it didn't matter where the 10th hole was. But once we switched to a 2T start to accommodate more golfers, then driving to the 10th was a good 12 or 13-minute drive, and everybody was late. So, so we rerouted the course, and this became the 13th. And again, it's a part of the course where, visually is not great. It's not a huge test. It's a bit of downhill. Little things they did of putting the cross bunker in and then getting the green to slope away from the golfer. I think a lot of golfers miss that. Very, very rare that a green slopes front to back. You get back to front, left to right, right to left sloping greens, but very rare you get a front to back sloping green. So they tried that a little bit, but then you've got a false sort of fall off at the back. So when you do that, you then want to give the golfer a little bit of space at the back. You don't really want to have a equipment factory that you can hit a shot into the factory and go and collect the ball next to the fairway mower.
Yeah.
So little things they missed here and there, but it's not a great hole. It just that is the thing about Jackal, isn't it? It's a risk reward golf course, but it's probably 3 or 4 holes short from being a really good golf course, and unfortunately that's one of the poorer holes.
What have we gone for when it comes to Jackal Creek? As a lot of people I've seen has gone for the 18th of Jackal Creek. So if we don't choose the 18th, I don't actually know what else is going to be chosen.
I've got 14 at Jackal Creek.
That's the next one. Which one is
going
back up?
Well,
Ryan's got the 18th at Highland Gate.
Confused.
I've got the stroke one up the hill. Where you got the pretty much blocking the fairway type.
Yeah, Maz, going on what I said now, that 13th is slightly poor hole at Jackal, but then once you turn around and step on that 14th tee, that is arguably the best part of the golf course.
Yeah.
Pick that tomorrow.
14 is a very, very strong uphill par 4, especially with the back tee. It is an incredible golf hole. Then you've got 15th, which is what I went for, which is a 210-meter downhill par 3. And then you've got your 16th, which is a tight par 4. Then the 17th, another strong par 4, and then the 18th to finish. So that's the real teeth of Jackal Creek is coming up now, and I don't think we're going to struggle to find a hole in the next 5 because it's the best part of the golf course.
Okay, great.
You see, Coach makes a lot of sense there. The 15th is a par 3,
Yeah.
and then we've got the 17th par 3 at Firethorn, which is probably going to make the list. So there's our 2 par 3s. So we don't have to go for a par 3.
Assuming a
Gosh,
par,
Just my 2 cents.
assuming the 18th is a par
Okay.
5. So
What are
then
we
we almost
It
there.
will be a par 5.
what are we going to
The
go
14th
for?
will have to be a par 5.
If we go Botsy tonight, I'm not on the fence. I'm just saying. I'm just making conversation. But if we did go for Botsy tonight, what other hole would we then put in?
Where? At Peakenwood?
At Ibotsi?
Yeah.
At Peakenwood? Oh, Jesus. The next
Yeah.
hole's also
Well,
pretty, eh?
Well,
But
both
that's another par
ways.
4. Ish.
I must
If we
be honest.
If we didn't go for Botsy, what other hole would we put in? And if we didn't go for Peakenwood, what other hole would we put in? Both ways.
Yeah.
So if we went, I'll say if we didn't go Peakenwood today, Peakenwood 18 is a strong hole. Peakenwood 18, just the greens around there, the bunkers around the green. I
Yeah.
just think that's a proper hole. Long
Yeah,
par
very narrow green. Eh?
and if you're on the main
Other
tee,
hole
those
I'll go
bunkers.
for at Ibotsi is probably the 18th for me
Mm.
because from 14 it's not a bad par 4. 15 is a stock standard par 3. 16 is a good hole, and in 17 they finished now. So it's going to be back on, I think, stroke 2 it used to be, which is not bad with the dam on the left. But I think that's a cracker par 5 to finish with. So if I don't go 13 at Ibotsi today, I think the 18th is definitely a good choice there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought 17 or 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think 17 is a good hole as well. Really, really tough hole to finish, or say starting to round up your round.
Yes. Absolutely.
Dorian does not
Yeah.
agree with you, Fats. Dorian does not agree with you.
I'm sure Dorian likes that hole. He just had a bad experience, and that's not my fault.
Yeah.
And that's a proper par 5, especially with the Botsis. They're like, protected areas and whatever, and the whole way around that whole hole. I mean, your tee shot is long, and your second shot, if you're thinking you're going to the green, is a hell of a long shot with a small margin of error. And even your layup shot, because everything just runs down left.
Yeah.
But we can get to 18 when we get there.
Yeah, I mean, you can stand on the tee box, and you only need to make 8 on a par 5 or 9 on a par 5 to win the Duckhook Open, and you walk off with a 13 or a 12.
Still
It's
scarred.
good.
He's still scarred. You can't.
Could happen.
Be careful, Fats. I'm going to get something in the post if you keep mentioning that. You still hold the interview until
Correct.
the 18th.
If you didn't know, Richard was in the cart with him, correct?
And I decided to interview him on the 18th hole just before he teed off.
I knew there was a reason we got you on today. I knew it. Okay, boys, we've got 10 minutes left. I quickly want to go through a few things. One, I got a video from our reigning players champ, Mr. Geldenays, and he decided to start getting back into the swing of things today, and I'm assuming he had his 7-iron. So this is a little video that he sent us.
Hello guys. So during lockdown, one of my projects was to build my own heating net, and so luckily I've got a nice cameraman here to help me quickly. But as we can see, it's a perfect setup. I've got TrackMan here, so it will show me numbers of everything. So we've hit a few golf balls, which was lacquer. It's good to be back in the swing of things. So here's this. Absolutely perfect numbers. It's got the optimizer bar on with the blue. Everything is looking good. So
Coach,
In the bunker, all right.
Coach, that sounded good. You know the
Those are
numbers
some
better than
good-
anyone else.
I mean, it sounded good. It looked pretty good as well, and those numbers are just tasty, man. Really tasty.
And the shot, the direction of the shot there, did you not notice that?
It was in the bunker on the 13th.
Fucking
Yes.
woo!
No, we appeared it. So well done, Donnie. He is our Duckhook pro, so he has to keep his rhythm going. Otherwise, he could fall off the wayside. Did anybody say anything about Donnie? Let's just have a look. Yes, Darren said it's in the water. And then Donnie said, thanks, coach. That is your opinion. Okay, we got another thing I want to go through quickly.
Guys, Dorian's in a bad mood today, guys.
Yeah. Enjoy your nachos.
It's not our fault.
Enjoy your nachos. Okay, then a little challenge that we put together is to see beat my bounce, right? Dylan, I think you added just after this, but basically what this is we're nominating each other to see how many times we can bounce the ball on your sandwich or so on. This is how it's gone so far. Right, let me give it a go. Okay. Yeah. 16.
How's the boys doing this challenge in the kitchen? Show covers. 61 degrees. That's 43. The challenge 3. Okay, Ruby, first go. 43.
Okay, so Rudy just stopped because he reached 101 and his file size for his video was going to reach its limit, so he just stopped. So that's impossible. So we know 101 is the most, but that's also anyway. So he's challenged Tian Shmulian. Come on, Tian, do your thing. Everybody else wants to have a go. Okay, boys, we haven't chosen quite yet, but we're not done. Right. So today, in a week's time, would be round 2 of the Charles Schwab tournament and the PJ. They make the return next Thursday. So what I wanted to do, I'm going to give you guys some homework, and guys watching at home, I'm also going to give you some homework. I went to the betting on World Sports Betting. They sponsor our Sunday League Closer to the Pin, and I wanted to see how they've marked the players, favorites, and going down the list. So I'm going to put up these 4 pages. Here's page 1. So basically, to win, Rory McIlroy is 15-2. So if you put down let's look at John Ron. If you put down 100 Rand, you're going to make 1,200 Rand. So that is half for Rory McIlroy. So you'll make, if you put down 200 Rand, you're going to get 1,500 back. Okay, and then how it works is the place is the top 5. So if you think Rory McIlroy will finish in the top 5, then the price on the right is what you are backing. So as you can see, you'll put 100 Rand in and you'll win 150 Rand. So it's half. So what I want you guys to do, so this is page 1. Rory McIlroy is favorite, John Rahm second favorite at 12-1, Justin Thomas 16-1, DeChambeau 18-1, and as we go down the field, Dustin Johnson's 25-1, and then so on and so on. Koepka 28-1. So like for me, if you look at Koepka, 11-2 for a top 5 finish is a great price in my opinion. Guys, looking at this, any favorites?
Rory.
Ricky Fowler for me. I think that's a good bet for top 5. He looked good in the challenge the other day. I'm a big fan of Ricky as well, so I think 11-2 bet there for top 5 for Ricky is a good bet.
And if we go down, as you can see, the further you go down, the more value you get for your money. For instance, Jason Day, which we probably won't do anything, but if he finishes top 5, you make 10 times your moolah. So it's a good way of seeing, and let me tell you something, while I go through the pages, let me tell you something. The bookmakers somehow get this very, very close very often because they follow the form. They're not making it up. So the homework for our panel and for you guys at home, I will share this with you, is to choose your top 3. Now we're right down to the bottom, Kevin Streelman, and so on and so on, Jack Johnson, rubbish. Okay, let's come back to us. Yes, so the homework is we're going to choose our top 3. The tournament's going to happen, and we're going to see how well we've done with our top 3. everybody. Okay? Sounds like fun.
Yeah,
Okay.
real good.
Can we choose a 13th now? Let's do it.
I agree with that, though. Richie, good shot.
Yeah. I'm looking at those. Looking at those odds, I think.
I really like that.
Yeah. Looking at those odds, I think Justin Rose is a great shot as well. He's, his character and how he's forged a career. You can be sure during lockdown that guy's been hitting 1,000 balls a day, and he's swinging well. That's just how he does things, isn't he? He just kind of works through it. So at 40-1, and I think it was 8 or 9-1 top 5. I think Justin Rose is a good bet.
Very good bet. I think I'm going to have a good decision. Maybe we come up with everything, and I'll put in $50 for us as a group on our World Sports Betting account.
I think that'll be interesting though, because obviously the lockdown blocks them from the Oaks are putting on form, but there's been no form for the last 3 months. So I think it's interesting. I think there's been lots of money made by the guys that are making bets.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's choose a hole: Ibotsi or Peakenwood. I think
Eagle Canyon.
No, Eagle Canyon. Yes,
Richard,
Fats.
what do you think?
What do you think,
So
Richard?
the comments favors Ibotsi. The poll had Peakenwood just winning.
Yeah.
So I think we need to look at the comments.
Which was Ibotsi. Whoa, we're going to throw such a spanner.
We didn't look at the comments yesterday. What's going on here now?
No, they're still going Ibotsi with these comments. It's crazy.
What did
Yeah,
Rich say?
even the Canadian is
Rich
saying
was-
Ibotsi. What chance do we have?
Come on, the Canadian.
But he's a
I'm
different
sticking with
area code.
Peakenwood.
Vote doesn't count.
I'm
Peakenwood's
sticking with
a different
Peakenwood.
province.
Peakenwood is the hole for Peakenwood. I don't think there's any other hole in Peakenwood from here on in that I would really put in my 18. I think Peakenwood is still the one to go with.
Oh, you're a wise man. You're a wise man.
Okay, so in the panel, I went Peakenwood as well. So we've got 4 against 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a long jump from Eagle Canyon to Peakenwood. I drive there every other day, so it's not hard to figure out the way. So I'm gonna go Peakenwood as well.
Oh. I'm not making the call.
Very fast.
Can we split it?
I think that part 3 out the way.
The comments are so mixed up. Half of Peakenwood. Well, there's more for Peakenwood now, but that's because we're talking about Peakenwood. And
Listen to the
Yeah, but
fans.
that's what happens when Fats talks so much. Everyone's gonna say Botsy because he just keeps saying Ibotsi.
Whatever.
Come on, the expert panel here that you got together, Maz, has voted 4-1.
Yeah, Paul Rickett says Ibotsi without a doubt, right? And then very straight after that he says, but I do like Peakenwood. So that means nothing.
So he's
said
jumped
it's a
from
good hole.
Ibotsi to Peakenwood quickly.
Well,
so there we go.
He does like
I'm
it
not
side
going to
notes.
argue that Peakenwood's is a bad hole. It's a good hole.
Yeah.
I just really, really love the 13th at Ibotsi. And like I said as well, we don't have a risk-reward par 4 on our list. And that's probably one of the best ones in the country.
Should we
Can't disagree with that.
should
Can't
we flip
disagree
a
with
coin?
that.
Shall we flip a
You see.
coin? Okay. Del, I think we should go for Peakenwood, just to make our lineup easier. Not easier,
Yeah.
fit in better. And I think Richard agrees with me.
Yeah, and
I think
the
it's time
fact
for a
that
par 3.
The fact that Dillard's been pushing this hole from episode 1, I think it will really make his day.
There's a few guys saying flip a coin. I don't have a coin on me, so I don't know what to flip. But yeah, that might.
Yeah,
be
I
a good
got
idea.
I got a
I
bottle
would
cap.
flip one, but I don't think anyone would.
Flip a
trust-
bottle cap. That's a good idea. Flip the bottle
Okay.
cap. It's so
Okay.
50.
Okay, this is happening, right? We're flipping for
This is
Ibotsi or Peakenwood. Okay,
So if
fine.
it's the castle, it's Peakenwood. If it's that side, it's Ibotsi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna flip it on the floor here though. Okay, so I'm not getting involved in catching or anything.
Hold your phone.
On my computer.
Gooi.
I'll do it though.
Just be honest.
It's the castle.
Which was?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's Peakenwood, right?
Yeah, that's Peakenwood.
Sorry, boys. Had
Can't
to be
argue
done.
with the bottle cap.
Can't argue. Okay, but like we always say, we will re-look these towards the end because we might need to change one or two. Gents, it's been great fun. Richard, thanks for joining us. It's been great fun. Thank you for everybody for contributing with their little videos. It's Friday night, and that means it's the weekend, and we can go out and enjoy what's left of the Friday evening. Everybody have a great Saturday, and Sunday.
Friday.
Tomorrow, and the weekend. I'm looking for this little applause thing. Everybody saying goodbye.
Excellent. Thanks, man. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining, Richard.
Ciao.
Cheers.
Thanks,
Yes.